It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Modern Times Brewery and it's their Black House Coffee Roasty Stout. It's been brewed with 75% Ethiopian coffee and 25% Sumatran coffee. There's two-row malt, kiln coffee, flake barley, pearl chocolate, Munich Crystal 60, roasted barley, midnight wheat and oats. Wow, doesn't that sound pretty awesome? And of course, it's a can of craft beer. In a can, of course. It's 5.8% ABV. I've had this can out of the fridge for about half an hour. Wow, look at that. It's got a lovely look to it. I reviewed a couple of Duff or Duff-ish German lagers earlier and I thought I want to finish the night on something really good. So I grabbed this out of the fridge while I was reviewing other beers and it's kind of warmed up nicely now. It's a nice temperature to drink the beer. It's a 2-finger tan coloured head, nice levels of carbonation rolling up the side of the glass. It's a jet black beer. Let's get the aroma. And it's got this, what I call, or something that's kind of new to me. I reviewed a beer from America just the other day. It was High Water, something from High Water. It was their something stout, and it described the beer as to have a slightly kind of marshmallowy taste to the beer. And ever since I read that, I thought to myself, I've been looking for that flavour for years. That flavour's been missing from my palate for years. And every time now I smell a really good stout. It just comes back to me. The beer was called Campfire Stout. Thank you for the Periscope viewer over there who just kind of saved my ass. Yeah, but a little bit of marshmallow, lots of chocolate, lots of roasted coffee. It smells fabulous. Let's dive in. Cheers. Oh yeah. It's like visiting Starbucks on steroids. It really is. It's like the best possible coffee that you could ever want to try, but it's a beer. Somehow it's a beer. There's a nice level of sweetness in there. It's a lovely, creamy, rich mouthfeel coming from the oats in the beer. And all of the malts, the two-row malts they mention on the back of the can. The oats give it a kind of a slightly milky mouthfeel. It's quite lactosey as well. And you can imagine them with that lovely creamy mouthfeel with that kind of lactosey flavour. That coffee overlay. That kind of Ethiopian, pardon me, that Ethiopian coffee, it just fits. It's like a hand fitting a good glove. It just fits, it just works. It's meant to be. And that's no accident. That is no accident. The brewer knows what they're trying to achieve with this beer. Nice roasted malts as well. Even though I can taste lots of coffee, there's a nice level of roasted malt in there, a nice level of caramel, a little bit of bitter chocolate. Talking about the bitterness in the beer, you get that sweet maltiness, you get that bitterness from also the two-row malts, that dark roasted malt, but also the bitterness from a little bit like a coffee, chocolatey bitterness, but then that real coffee bitterness that bites on the back end. And of course, just to finish that bitterness off, there must be some kind of hops added to this beer. There's no mention of hops, but you can taste them in the beer. I'm not going to try and guess what hops are in the beer at this stage because of all that kind of Ethiopian coffee. Why would you even try to pull out the exact hop in this beer? As long as it's a bittering hop, then it's fine. It's fine because you'll never pull the exact strain of hop through that Ethiopian coffee bitterness and flavour. It's just too dense, it's just too thick, it's just too overwhelming. To top it all off then, this Black House Modern Times beer is just wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. San Diego, California, one of the places in the world that I might be visiting soon. I can't really talk too much about it now. I reckon if I drank the rest of this, I reckon I'd be spilling the beans to you guys. I'll be telling you all about my trip, possibly to America. But no, we'll leave it there. I'll give the beer a rating and we'll switch the camera off. The beer's wonderful. It's lovely and rich and full of coffee and density, and it's lactosey and it's nicely carbonated. It's everything a really good stout should be. And bear in mind, the beer's only 5.8% ABV, so you're gonna get to fit 4 cans in if you really want to. Rating for the beer then, it's a big, I'm gonna give this a, actually, pardon me, I'm going to tell you what I reviewed before this. It was Brewdog's Hinterland, and I was really worried that because it was an Imperial Stout at 9% ABV, I was worried that it was going to overpower, it was going to kill my palate. I wouldn't be able to pick up much from this Modern Times beer. But to be fair to the Modern Times beer, it held its own like a good boxer. It just stood and held its ground, and it just done its job. It's a 10 out of 10. That's 2 10 out of 10s in a row. One for the Brewdog, one for the Modern Times Black House. Thanks for watching. Please comment, please subscribe, and cheers.